All right, welcome back to another episode of Investor Play. Today we are going to be going over how to break down an appraisal, and also I'm going to show you guys how I run my comps, whether you're either comping for a flip or for a BRRRR. This is the way that I look at comps because this is how an appraiser is going to look at comps, so that way your ARV is accurate. Because if you're doing a BRRRR or a flip, really the most important part is the ARV. So today I had a property that got appraised last week and I thought it was low, and that's because I was able to find better comps than that they used. So we are going to go over that appraisal and why I think it was incorrectly appraised, because I am going to contest it. And actually, we already tried to contest it. Typically an appraiser is never going to want to change their opinion on it of why they use those comps, because they already went and did all the work, so they don't want to do it again. So they almost never want to change their appraisal. So what I found is the easiest way to do it is just bite the bullet and just order another appraisal. So that one's going to come in this week, so you guys will be able to see both start and finish of was I right or was I wrong. But first off, let's go over how I look at comps and then we'll go from there. So first off, this is the MLS that I'm going to show you here. It's not, if you guys don't have MLS access, it's not 100% needed. This is just how you're going to get the most accurate numbers. So either have a realtor do it for you and you can literally show them this, because guys, just because they're a realtor doesn't mean they know what they're doing. So this is my MLS for South Texas, and I'm going to show you how an appraisal is going to basically find the properties that they can use against it. And then the three biggest things that they're going to look for is going to be obviously square foot, bed bath count, and then the year of construction. Those are like the three key parts, and then obviously distance away. But that's kind of opened up another whole can of worms, because if you have a property that's very rural, they might have to use comps from 3-4 miles away. If you're in a super populated area, they might only go a quarter mile away. It just depends on how many comps they have. What also has to be within the last 6 months. They sometimes will extend it to a year, again, if you're in a very rural area. But I'm not going to get into the weeds there, because we really could go back and forth. I'm just going to assume that you're looking at a decent sized metropolitan that has plenty of comps to go off of. So again, this is the MLS. We're going to go sold. I'll also look at the pending, because this is important when I'm buying a property. I want to see what's also going to close. Now, you won't be able to see what it's sold for, but if you see 3 or 4 pending comps that are listed lower than what you're expecting your ARV to be, then you kind of know, okay, hey, by the time I finish this project, those pending options are going to be closed. And if they're going to close lower, that will bring your ARV down. So I always do pending and I do sold. And then the house that I have is a 4-bedroom. So what we'll do is we'll look for 3 or 4 bedrooms, and mine has 2 bathrooms. So they always give some kind of range. So we'll go 1 to 3 just to be safe. My house is right around 2,000 square feet. So you always go 200 square feet down, 200 square feet up. So we'll do 1,800 to 2,200. And then the year range, I think mine was 1956. So we'll go 1940 to 1975, because again, you don't want to, they usually use like a 20-year buffer. So like your house is not going to get, if you have a 1970 built home, you're not going to get comped against a 2010 build. I think that's pretty obvious, but some people don't know that. And the years do matter. So say it's like a 1940s home, it's not going to get comped over a 1990 or a 2000 home, even though you think that, oh, that's not new construction because it's 25 years old. That still has a different weight as far as the comps it's going to use. So those are the 3 things that they care about the most. So let's check out the map here. Again, this is in Corpus Christi, Texas, so it's a smaller market. You're not going to have a ton of, I shouldn't say a smaller market. It has about 300,000 or 400,000 people in the metropolitan area. So there are some sales, but it's not like it's going to be a crazy amount of sales. And my property is it's on this street right here. So there's nothing in the immediate range other than 1 pending. And let's look at that one. Okay, so this one's a fixer-upper. I've already seen this one. So this technically will not get used. Anything that's a fixer-upper is not going to be used. If they close in cash, it's not going to be used as a comp against your property, given that it's a remodeled home. So the comps that the appraiser used, where's this one, which is definitely the closest one, which was not a good comp for me. But again, this is something that's not fully updated like my house is. It is like the same year build, but as you can see, my home is, this is not even close to being comparable. It still has super old kitchen. The bathrooms aren't updated. It's got some new flooring, but that doesn't count as updating, you know? So this really shouldn't be used as a comp against mine, even though I know how close it is. It is the closest comp. It's gonna be used, but how they do it is they'll weigh an option. So say you have one really low and one really high, that's how you kind of get like a range. But they use that one as a comp, which I understood that. But like, for example, they didn't use this one, which is pretty much a spitting image of my house because it is updated. And it's way closer than the other house that they used. They used one, it was like way over here. Yeah, they used this one. So it's not even on the same screen as mine. And get this, look at this. It hasn't been updated in like 40 years. It's got carpet in it. So they use this as a comparable to my house that's been completely remodeled. And the best part is, this thing sold for $232. They told me my house was worth $232. And my house being the same size, an extra bedroom, because mine's a 4-bedroom, and this house hasn't been updated at all. So this was my main gripe. Like, you can't use this house, look how far this house is away from my house, when you have a better comp way closer. And there's also another one this side too, I think. Was it this one? Yeah, there's several comps in this area that are much better of a comp to use, and they just totally chose to not give them any value or use them. So that one horrible comp really drug down like the appraisal on my property. So again, I think it's worth $260, $275. They said $232. Let me see if I can pull the appraisal up real quick. So this is all right, so I found it. Sorry about that. So mine was 1940 square feet, bed, bath. So this is what you'll see, how they value a bedroom and a bathroom. So again, this is a little bit kind of teaching you guys how to break down an appraisal and what in your area they're valuing your ARV, and also with your bedroom bathroom count. So you see here, you see how it says plus 3,000? That's because I have an extra bedroom. So that's the appraiser telling me that bedrooms essentially are worth $3,000 in my area. That's how they're valuing bedrooms. And then you see here, this one has an extra bathroom, so they're subtracting 4,000. So that's telling me that bathrooms are worth $4,000. So I use this information a lot depending on the area, because every area is different. So say it's in like a better part of town or a worse part of town, they might be worth more or worth less. So with me doing a lot of additions, I will literally look out, okay, hey, if I add a bedroom, bathroom, how much money is that getting me aside from the square foot? Because obviously if you're doing a 200 square feet addition, you're also getting that, what was the price per square foot? So for example, this one, $126 a square foot. So I know if I add a 200 square foot addition, I'm gonna get that value, but I'm also adding a bedroom and a bathroom. So that tells me that they're gonna give me $3,000 because of a bedroom, and then $4,000 for a bathroom. So it's also $7,000 up on top of the gain from the square footage. So that's why I'm so big on additions, because I can build an addition for $5,000, $6,000. Maybe, yeah, that's material. Labor, maybe 10. But if we're gonna get $20,000 because of the square foot value, and then an extra 7 on the appraisal because it's an extra bedroom and a bathroom, we just build that for 30% of what it cost, you know, of what it's the value of the property is gonna give me. So that's why I'm very big on additions. It also opens up a lot of properties that like nobody wants, because say they're a 2-1, nobody wants a 2-1, so you make it a 3-2. Not only are you raising the value a lot, but you're also getting more for rent. And at the same time, you're also going to get a much higher ARV, because not only you're adding the square footage to it, you're adding the bedroom and the bathroom. So again, those are the 3 houses that they used against my property, 2 of them not being updated at all. And this is where it kind of gets a little bit interesting, because if they don't have updated comps to go up against, what do they really do? So we saw that there was that one comp that was updated on the map. This one over here, that one sold for $325, and it's the same thing as mine minus the bedroom. So, and let's also see when it's sold. So it's sold in July, so we're still within that 6-month window. All the properties that I pulled up are within that 100-day window, so these are all eligible to be used by the comp. So this one should have been used in that appraisal. And look at this, this one's even closer than the other one is too. So this one sold for $345. It does have a pool, so that's going to be definitely be docked a decent amount on mine because they do value a pool a decent amount. And this one is nicer. It's got granite countertops. It's got a newer kitchen. So this would be a good comp to mine. It's a single story, same year build. So this would be a very good comp to mine minus the pool. So it'll probably get docked like 20 grand for the pool, but I have an extra bedroom, and this one has a little bit more square foot too. So it's got an extra 150 square feet. So, but this should equal out to about a $300,000 sale on the appraisal to help me, because my properties here, both of these properties are closer than that one that they used way over here. And also this is in a way worse area too. Like this is very low, very, very low compared to the rest of the properties over here. So it's a completely different side of town. So that was my contest, is that you have two properties. Like you pulled this one, why didn't you pull these two? So that was my biggest contest to that. So we're gonna see what happens when it got appraised again. I think on Thursday I met with the appraiser. So the appraisal report should come back from the AMC sometime this week. And then we'll be able to tell, okay, was I right or were they right? So who knows, it might come back and be low, but I really think that the house is worth 260, 275. They appraised it at 232, which I think is just absolutely ridiculous for a fully remodeled home. Like I said, these houses weren't even updated. So that's just, to me, just telling me that the appraiser just didn't give any value and was just looking at straight numbers, didn't even look at the pictures. Like you can't tell me you look at the house and see that has carpet still in it and hasn't been touched or updated since the 80s, and my house is completely redone. Kitchen, bathrooms, roof, HVAC, everything has been redone. So, well, we're gonna find out if I was right or if I'm wrong. But yeah, that pretty much wraps up how I would look at an appraiser, because that's how appraisals are gonna look at, our appraisers are gonna look at it. They're gonna all have the same criteria. They're gonna go up or down one bedroom, they're gonna go up and down one bathroom, and they're gonna go up and down 200 square feet to find the like property here, and also within the 20-year range, up or down of your property. A lot of people get hemmed up because they don't look at the year. That definitely, I've seen when like wholesalers send me a report. Another thing you also have to look for, guys, is that on the appraiser, or on the appraisal, it has to be a similar property. Like you can't have a 2-story home and then try to comp it to a 1-story home. Or you can't have a property that has a basement and then versus non-basement. So those are two big, everything gets a value. If you have a garage or you don't have a garage, like one of the knocks on this property actually is I don't have a garage. The garage was converted to livable square footage years ago. So I got dinged by not having a garage. I think they valued the garage at, yeah, she was giving a value of a garage of $10,000. So that's a pretty big difference in your value of your property by not having a garage. So everything like that matters. So you can't just, a lot of wholesalers, when they send me properties that just because it's the same square feet does not mean it's the same property. It might, like I said, you saw how big a pool had away. A pool, do you have a garage? What's the condition of the property? So all those things matter. But at the same time, they need to actually be able to go through and prove to you why she used that other property way farther away. That was it says right 1.8 miles away versus using the one that was a half a mile away. So again, I don't know why the appraiser used that one, but she did. And we're gonna find out this week if I was right or if I was wrong. So guys, if you like the content, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, helps me reach more people. And and I'll catch you all around.